Welcome to the Art Design Chicago Talk series on Lumpen Radio. Join us as we delve into the heart of Chicago's cultural and artistic identity. In this series, artists, curators, and cultural organizers will explore how themes of activism, indigeneity, migration, and displacement intertwine with the city's artistic tapestry. Broadcasting in Spanish and English, each conversation will bring you closer to the creative minds behind the exhibitions featured in Art Design Chicago. Get ready to dive in to the Art Design Chicago Talk series.
Hi, I'm Nicole Marroquin here on WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio for Art Design Chicago Talks. And I'm here with Oscar Arriola and Akito Tsuda, here to talk about photography and the exhibition Pilsen Days. I want to start with you, Akito. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself? Mm-hmm. Who are you, and how did you end up in Chicago?
Well, hi. Thank you. Well, I'm a Japanese who came to Chicago 1988. But before I came to Chicago, I was living in Australia for 1 year. When I was in Japan, I didn't know what to do. Maybe I was a spoiled kid, but I was just trying to do. I was escaped from Japan. I thought I have some opportunities outside the country, so I flew to Sydney, Australia. But then, without no purpose, no language, instead of trying to study English, just I was fooling around. Not fooling around. I'm sorry. I was just staying there. I actually from Japan, I carried a bicycle with me. Also, the bicycle is nothing special. It's a normal bicycle. I can't remember why I carried a bicycle, but if I have bicycle, I can go to some other place without speaking. So I carried my bicycle, heavy. Actually, I was stopped at the airport because I didn't know that I have a limit for the baggage weight. I was begged, please. And somehow airport company allowed me to accept without charging anything, big, huge bicycle case. So that's how I could travel to the Sydney, Australia. I was just riding a bicycle, and I found a place to stay, and I found out that the place was so many Japanese people who, like me, looking for something. I wasn't comfortable. It's kind of illusion, but like a young man, you have to be like independent. Mm-hmm. You have to be solitude. So I thought I shouldn't be a circle of the Japanese people because I left my country to come here. But I didn't have no place to stay, no much money. So one day I looked for the advertisement. There's a sign looking for the housekeeper job. I can have a space to live. So I applied. They somehow accepted me. Actually, that's great things about it. They didn't check my background, or they didn't check my passport or anything. Just come to my house, and they let me live their house. That's how I started the life in Sydney. Then I spent there for like 1 year, just riding a bicycle. Well, then my visa expired. Before my visa expired, the family is American French family. The mother is American. She asked me if you can go to the United States to help her sister who had a back surgery. Mm-hmm. I have nothing to do, so yes, I can. I have a saving, so I have money to fly to United States. So I flew to Chicago. Actually, it was a suburbs, Winnetka. That's how my life started.
So you ended up in Winnetka.
Yes. I still remember the name of the street too. And the address, yes.
Well, Winnetka is pretty far from Pilsen.
Yes.
How did you make your way to Pilsen? What were you doing in Winnetka, and how did you end up getting to Pilsen?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking. So, the family is very nice people. Treat me like a family member. And both parents are working parents. The father go to the work like 5:30 a.m. and mother only needed help because of her back surgery. She had her professional. This mother really encouraged me to study, try to show me the life in America. The family took me to almost everywhere they go to. Also at the same time, she told me there's a good library. You should go there. You can have fun. So I went to the library. Actually, it was a downtown branch, Chicago Public Library. That's the first place I know about downtown Chicago. Then I had a chance to read a newspaper and magazine. I read the article about Japanese mother who lost her daughter, who was a combat photographer. As I remember, she was very proud of her daughter. But at that time, I didn't know anything about photography. All I know was I knew advertisement, commercial photography. I thought, why this mother so proud of her? I just couldn't understand it. Is there anything about the photography? So I became curious, interested in about the camera. Also, photography is a little easier to. Well, also the family was telling me, encouraging me to go to the college, study. Going to college is not easy for my English skill, but photography is maybe a little bit easier than the other classes. So basically those two reasons I started to go to college, take a photography. But I'm sorry, okay, am I talking, is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
I didn't know how to take a photography because I purchased my first camera after when I decided to go to the college. I want to have a camera tool to communicate other people, to get to know the others. I thought that helps me to grow as a person. But going to the Pilsen, I could not go directly to Pilsen. I went for the place that I feel comfortable. That was actually library. I went to take a picture of the Chicago Public Library. That I went to look at a newspaper. When I went to the library, surprising, of course, I assumed people at the libraries are calm, kind, not so offensive. So probably that's my choice. But also that's the only place I know. I'm not supposed to take photography at the library. But somehow nobody said anything. Even the librarians. I took a photo of the librarian too. People just looking at my photography cameras. Also let me take while they are reading. I don't have any memory that someone really tell me refused or just they let me take pictures. That was really gave me a good start. Not just the photography quality, but I felt safe, or I can trust people in Chicago. Give me the encouragement to go to the outside of Chicago. So then I start to explore the other part of the town. Can I speak a little bit detailed too?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know. But I cannot explain very clearly. But so I explore some part of the city of Chicago. But as a young student, I felt like I have to go to like a severe hard life neighborhood. Like I started around the word documentary, social photography. So I knew my interest wasn't media or newspaper photography, but want to create some kind of personal photography. But my narrow mind only told me that documentary photography that you have to go to well, so-called struggle neighborhood. So I won't say this carefully, but I thought that was the south side. I'm sorry, I didn't mean a prejudice, but I need to go to the south side, further south. So I went to like 56th, 57th Woodlawn Avenue, or like 43rd Street. People are really nice. Whenever I say take a photograph, they say, okay, no problem. Actually, one day, I went to the, how do you call it, Muslim mosque, the temple for the. When I entered this mosque, they said, "Oh, you are very welcome to take picture. But today, we have some photographer coming from the agency. Well, this is a very professional photography agency that at that time everybody knows." So the person in the mosque told me that, "I'm sorry, but today we have this photographer is coming, and they are donating the money." So of course this is the right things because they understand the culture and appreciate, so they are donating. So I'm sorry, so you cannot stay. But I don't think he said he likes me, but you can stay. You're okay. Maybe because I just look like a student, so not professional. So they just let me stay. But just gives me treat me a person. He doesn't gain anything, right? Just I'm there. Maybe it's not good for them. Maybe this photographer says something. Well, who is he taking photographies? But no, they just let me stay there. So this also it's one of my profound memory to take a photography. But at the same time, I was very scared to go to some certain neighborhood in the south side. People are very nice. I could walk to the main street without problem. But when I take a picture, I thought I should commit to work not just the main street, but other street as well. I shouldn't choose where to work. That was my mentality. But when I thought about it, I was afraid of going to the alleyway or the small street that nobody appeared on the street. So despite of the many people's kindness, I thought I could not do it. Then I explore city, walking around, from my school to southwest side. I just came across to Pilsen for coincidence.
Oh.
That's how it's started. Yeah.
That's a great coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm glad that happened. What was it about Pilsen?
It was great. I mean, because there is a sounds and people on the street. I don't think I feel at the other part of the neighborhood. Like active. I felt like activeness. So I didn't know the social condition or culture background about the person, but I feel more confident walking. That's what I thought in the beginning.
Well, there's so much love and respect between you and the people in your photographs. It's really evident. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what you love about the neighborhood and the people in Pilsen.
Well, most of the love is actually the fact about they have not forgotten about me after the long years absence. I felt a lot of affection and kindness when I taking pictures during the 90s. But more, it was my appreciation increased after I start showing those pictures on the social media.
Yeah, you got quite a response from that, right?
Thank you, yes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to also ask Oscar, as the curator of this exhibition and as a fellow photographer, I'm sure you have a particular relationship with these photos. I wanted to ask you, like, when did you first encounter Akito's photos and what did you think? What was your impression?
I've been trying to remember when I first viewed his photos. I think it was through Facebook. He started posting them and people started sharing them. And right away you could tell they were really special. Just families, images of Pilsen. And it was just the way I remembered Pilsen when I first came across Pilsen as well, probably in the late 80s when I was in high school. And just remember seeing like people in the streets. I grew up in Rogers Park, which is a very diverse neighborhood, but I just felt like in Pilsen you definitely saw more people in the streets, hanging out on stoops, peering out windows, just hanging out, talking. So seeing those images just brought all that back to me. And they're just very striking. You could tell the love in the photos. They're just very beautiful shots.
Well, Oscar, as the curator of this exhibition, what do you want people to see when they go to this exhibition? What did you want people to get from these photographs?
Well, as a Latinx photographer, just seeing images of other Latinx communities in Chicago, it's always been a rare thing, I think, in archives and museums. So just seeing the humanity, the universal, the love, it's something that applies to, I think, all kinds of people. And viewing these images of Pilsen bring back a lot of memories for people from the neighborhood. But it's also, I think, very eye-opening for visitors to Chicago to see this community that existed and still exists in Pilsen, too. But especially the way it was in the early 90s during the period when Akito was there. Just seeing people on the streets, families, children. You can see a very strong sense of community. People cared for each other, neighbors helped each other. So I'd like people to view all that and just compare it to their lives and see how it's all, we're all the same. Everyone is community.
Mm. Yeah, it was a different sort of public life, right? People occupy space differently to today and then. And I think that's something really exciting about the way that Akito has portrayed the community and chosen to capture these images of people in sort of everyday situations.
Yeah, it's really remarkable to see how many images there are of people in their apartments at home. Mm-hmm. Just knowing the language barrier with Akito, because he spoke English, but he was learning English too. And there are definitely people in the neighborhood that maybe spoke more Spanish than English. So I've asked Akito, like, how did you get into these apartments and get these beautiful photos? And I could ask you right now. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Let's hear about that.
Yeah. But as Oscar said, I couldn't speak proper English, no Spanish. So there was no way I can explain my intention to the family. But I probably just follow the kids. Maybe they wondered why I was there. But probably they see the communication between me and the kids. Maybe he's all right. I never questioned or I don't recall anything we had a clear conversations because I cannot do. Right? I said, hola, gracias, como se dice, no, there is no really conversations.
So would you just show your camera to I think you mentioned at one point that it was mostly like the women were at home, the mothers, because a lot of times the men were traditionally like away at work, and they seemed very open. They were okay with you being there and photographing. But did you just like show them the camera and or did the kids translate? Sometimes I know a lot of times kids end up translating.
That's possible. That's possible. Yes, that's possible. Yes, and but I don't know how to explain to about me. But yeah, so that's possible. Yes, kids help me to.
I mean, it's just amazing how you get these beautiful, very intimate photos of people getting ready, you know, doing their hair, their makeup, or washing the dishes. And I know you said that sometimes you felt that people were posing for you because they knew it was for a class, but you said it was more like a collaboration too. Is that how you feel about?
Oh yes, definitely, because they just this guy's okay, so let's have fun. Well, we don't say so, but I felt those kind of feeling. People are tried showing me their best, or something maybe they thought I like it. That's I felt. That's why I say it's a collaboration.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much joy in these photos, right? There's so many people laughing and smiling and looking at you and giving you an affectionate face. I think that's one of the things that's the most striking to me. Like you were invited to be there.
Yeah, I think you can witness the trust in the photos because of how comfortable everyone looks in the images. And yeah, I think when I think of documentary photography, it's usually very serious. And yours, it's hard to find one where there are serious people, but the majority, like Nicole said, everyone's laughing, and you can see the joy in their faces.
Thank you. But actually, at that time, as Oscar said, I was more looking for the serious photography. Or more, say, like a photographic beauty, like light and shadow, black and white, beautiful tones, great light. Actually, I was more looking for the serious photography because, again, my knowledge is limited. Maybe this is no excuse, but I was more looking for like serious photography.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you were just starting to study photography, right, at Columbia College?
Street photography or just a photography?
Right.
Yeah.
Were you looking at the work of any other photographers at the time or books of photographers?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, I did. That was at that time like a magnum photographer.
Right.
Particularly, I looked at Bruce Davidson.
Yes.
And Columbia College had a great library. I would say one thing, this is my bad habit, but I was not good at communicating with other students. Or, I tend to avoid sharing information. Probably I was kind of afraid because when I'm sorry, this might not be your answer, but
Okay.
I thought everybody can take a picture at Pilsen. I never thought I'm special. So kind of, I was afraid of the sharing. Oh, Pilsen's people are so good. They let you take pictures. I was afraid that if I share those information, maybe everybody can, this is, because there are more skillful students. A lot of them are good. Right. I'm just that, there are lots of good people. So I'm afraid let people know that this is great place, but so that's another reason that I kind of stay myself. But I'm sorry, Columbia College has a good library collection. Right. There is a special room. You ask for the librarian for the key, enter the room. Special, beautiful books. Nobody there. All the time empty. That's a place I can feel very secure, feel comfortable beside the person at the school. So actually, I have, again, no talent, but I was just, try to remember the image. Like this photographer, at that time, this is my favorite photographer, Bruce Davidson. He did like East 100th Street, Harlem in New York City. visually, this is very beautiful photography. I think Oscar.
He did the subway book too.
So,
right?
yeah, that's right.
It's a beautiful book of images of New York subway system in the 80s. Yeah, those images are just beautiful.
So I was more like copying those beautiful black and white images. Like I want to be an artist. I want to get noticed. Or those are more my mind at that time. So I as Oscar asked who's looking for, I not just looking. I was just, how do I say, try to remember those images, try to copy without thinking anything.
It comes across in your photos, the lighting, and yes, the range of like from light to dark, and sometimes it's hard to shoot in the shadows, and yeah, the tonal range in your prints are really beautiful. But yeah, I know you told me that beyond that, you started thinking more about what you were doing in Pilsen. And you said you sort of changed your attitude, right, in terms of how you were working with the people in the pictures.
Yes. So after like spending a year, I felt my motivations. I'm not exploiting the people's life, but I'm just taking a picture for my self growth. But about a year and a half, I met a man, Tom. Meeting him gives me a time and space, and thinks about more how to photograph, about the meaning of the photography.
We're here on WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio for Art Design Chicago Talks with Oscar Arriola and Akito Tsuda. Tell us more about encountering Tom and how that shifted everything for you.
Thank you. So, before I meeting Tom, I thought my photography is more one-way direction. Even though I didn't use for the photography to exploit the people's life, showing to the newspaper, but using those photos for the particular reasons. But I still thought it's just for my self growth. But after I met Tom, I thought it's still my self reasons, but I thought I had got some chance to collaborate. More another means of collaborations. Hear the voice of people. Then spending with the time, his word, he talks to me, the way he treated me, inspired me to take pictures, not just looking for the beauty of the light, a beauty of the black and white photography, but some other beauty that I thought I should look for. That's he, spending a time with him, taught me.
Yeah, you produced an entire book of photos relating to Tom. And I noticed you also had a lot of photos of dogs in the pictures. Why was that included as part of the book?
Well, because that was everything. His life, it's not just a dog, but actually through spending a time with Tom, I see that lots of neighborhood activities. He was living an empty basement without a gas, electricity, just bare light. And building landowner let him stay the basement. In exchange, like he sweep the front of the house. I thought this is something showing a Pilsen. Also, the next door neighbors so supportive, even though their holdings they don't have much, but they still try to help him. What they have, maybe it's like a cup of coffee, some meals, but more than that, they accept Tom to be in there. And during my stay, their relationship also, I think, increased, more deepened. Those I witnessed, I experienced, being Tom really showed me the neighborhood.
So Tom helped introduce you to the neighborhood? Or
Yeah, yes, but he didn't say who is me.
right.
I was just there, and also I was very careful. I don't want to influence Tom's life. So if I become a friend of the neighbors or a friend of the other people, it's no good. So now I feel differently, but at that time I should be invisible. I do not want to change their relationship. I want to see, of course, without me, they can grow their relationship. But I don't want to be I shouldn't be there. So I was very cheap guy, but no, true. I didn't give him a food or drink or anything to Tom. This is actually a big regret. I mean, not to give, but I should share. But I very small mind that I shouldn't, because it's yes, big regret. But I don't want to change.
You didn't want to influence his life.
Yes,
or-
yes.
yeah.
But of course, I want to be not influence, but I want to be a company with Tom, but very narrow-minded. Maybe I shouldn't. I thought that was a taking advantage. Well, it's a big regret.
I mean, from the images in the book, though, it seems like Tom was happy to have you there. He looks very serene, very happy. You can see him feeding dogs in the pictures, and I think there were a lot of stray dogs at the time. Because I remember when I was younger during that period, you would see dogs in the city that were just like unaccompanied, and I feel like you don't see that anymore. But at the time, was there a lot of that in Pilsen, or was he feeding the dogs?
Yes, he was feeding dogs, and there are many dogs. But I actually don't know much about dog. But now I can think back. Tom has one dog, and later there's another dog. He found the dog start following home. But is that dog's nature that without lead always stay with Tom? Is that?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they saw his kindness and that dogs naturally want to be with people.
I think it's really evident in the photos that you took of him.
But is that kind of? I was very surprised. Those dogs are always with Tom. Never he need a leash or anything. Walking all over the neighborhood. Is that something surprising or no? It's kind of common.
I don't know, because we don't really have dogs wandering around anymore. It's not the way it used to be. Yeah, that was a special moment though. But like a lot of the photos, you capture this era that isn't really around anymore, right? Both like this super very public outdoor life, right? So many more people have central air and it gets hot and they stay inside, right? I was just wondering, when you look at these images and then you think about the neighborhood now, like how do you think it stayed the same or how is it different?
For the surface, maybe different, new, maybe some large corporations, some condos. But for the people, because, well, I know, Nicole, you have to leave Pilsen for last year.
Yeah.
But like Nicole, Nicole from 90s, same, like, well, Nicole is very special, but it's, so much fun when I visited Chicago 2 years ago. There's so many fun memories. One was the best one is like Nicole. We go to the corner store and she's looking for the not junk food, how do you say, candies and spending, university teachers spending so much time choosing a candy at the corner store. And when I went the other time, when we went to the pizza, going to buy pizza, takeout, Nicole was, we have a wait time, right? Sitting on the corner like a kid, So I know there are lots of difference, but the other people like her remain same, For other time too, this is another good moment.
Mm-hmm.
We are supposed to be more talking about more progressive things about how to make my photography or visible, or that's the time we're supposed to be together. No. We're just sitting in front of the house, her porch, looking at the sky. And Nicole said, I love just looking at the cloud.
Right.
And the other time, we are just buying Mexican ice cream.
Popsicle.
Paletas, just sitting there eating paletas together. That was actually best time.
I think that's the best use of your time.
Yeah, that's
paletas.
right.
Just being there.
Yeah.
That's like the most beautiful thing about the neighborhood,
So I don't think there's some change, but there's like Nicole and other people, not changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember actually being slightly embarrassed while we were eating our paletas on the porch because the rats were like fighting in front and they were so noisy. And it sounded like birds chirping, but it was like rats having a major rumble, but like a few feet from our feet in broad daylight. Shameless. See, everyone's having fun.
I was curious, Akito, and you grew up in Osaka. How does that compare to like Chicago or Pilsen? Like, are there a lot of people in the streets, or people mostly stay indoors? Are there a lot of houses, or is it mostly apartment buildings?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was growing up at another prefecture in Japan. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't. Like when I was in United States, now I can see the difference. But when I was here, I don't think so about anything Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not forcing myself.
Right.
But there are so many things happening here, so I don't have a time or mind to think about comparison to Japan.
Oh.
Try to adapt. Not everything, but try to adapt. This is the life, the way of the life in America.
I have a question. I wonder if there was a story you could tell us about somebody that you photographed. Maybe a little anecdote. How about somebody from one of the covers of one of your books? You could tell a story about taking one of the photographs or something that happened. Feel free to pause and select the perfect one. I'm asking in part because I was involved with the sort of oral history portion of organizing this exhibition, and remember when the young people from your locale came and sat down with some of the people in your photographs and discussed, what were some of the circumstances around it. Thinking about some of the really amazing people that you talked to and the depth of conversation you had with them about their lives and these moments, because these are more than a moment. It led to really beautiful conversations about the relationship with you and with their family members. And I wonder if there was maybe something or a particular image you wanted to talk about or somebody you wanted to share.
Yes. So besides Tom, so let's say Tom is very special, but also so as any other people. So as Nicole said, it's hard to pick the one, but including my thought, everybody is so important. Someone really reflect with my life, I would say.
Oh.
So then, see, like this, the Mario, Danny, the who made my T-shirts here I'm wearing today, he's a very special.
Yes.
But they are a little bit younger, when I met. So just let me say that someone more same age or more, I felt resonate myself to myself. So this Martin. Yeah. This is very difficult to explain, but when I was in Pilsen, I start walking. One particular block, I kind of repeated going. Those people are friendly, welcome. Let me stay there anytime I want. But spending the time, I see the things that, those are young people's activities, street activities, very on the surface. Oh, I want to take this. I want to take a photography. This is what about documentary, that taking a picture of the young people, boys, men, doing on the street. And I thought they are giving me also a chance to go much further deep. Also the not just issue of the violence or activity on the street. I thought I could go beyond more, not I'm the one to describe, but I thought I could share more time with them. They gave me opportunities. But more I start walking the Pilsen, I start notice that there's a different group in the neighborhood. Those people are very nice to me, but if I keep going, contact with them, if I go to the other part of the neighborhood, I thought I can betray their kindness. Also, I don't make excuse, but this is my English program too. If I can explain in English properly why I want to go to the other part of the neighborhood, maybe those people are nice. They could accept my intention. Akito, no problem. You can go. But I was afraid to ask them, ask the people. Also, I don't know. Instead of studying English to properly explain, I just let go. Left the part of the block, even though they are so nice to me. Then I went to the other part of the neighborhood. I start taking pictures, but then again, I thought there's maybe like two different groups. But I don't know how many. Still, I don't know the relationship. But it seems like there are more groups that I have to be not careful, but I have to pay attention to where to walk. And but those people, other part of the people, no offense, actually welcome me. Let me take pictures. As you can see these pictures. The same people, same heart that I felt. But at the same time, I feel guilt, uncomfortableness, because in real life, I'm not supposed to walk to take a picture of the different people in reality life. Then back to the Martin, especially him. I'm not 100% understand, but I'm still in contact with him. That's why another reason that I picked these pictures. Now he lives in the middle of the desert in California. by himself,
Wow.
making a scrap art.
Oh.
He picked
Out of scrap metal? Or?
Scrap metal
Yeah.
junk, big, huge. Well, actually, I asked him to. Before I didn't know the detail, I asked him to send some of his artwork to the exhibition, but I said, oh, difficult, because after I know the size of
It's too big and too
the
heavy.
heavy. But he was continue doing it. Also, he wasn't belong to those street group, but there are many, not just Martin, but I thought he kind of represent the difficulty of the growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Very high recruiting or high, temptation to join, sharing the thought with young, boys, bands. He was not particularly belong to any, as I think, belong to those group. But I was taking a picture of maybe he have a problem. Again, I don't want to make this English reason, but instead of taking pictures, I should more communicate, explain what I'm doing to Martin, to understand each other. But I kind of left because I thought I'm not doing something he's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't know I was taking other people's pictures. However, after the long years, I posted the images. He knows what I had. This is not just actually Martin, but other people too. The first people, the very good, nice to me. Also, other people too, other group. Some people might feel uncomfortable that I went to so many places to take pictures. But at least they didn't say to me on the face. They only say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's, I think, all about Pilsen. They have something, maybe some people don't have something inside, but they don't. They try to encourage me. Or that's the beauty of the Pilsen. But, I don't know, I made it clear, but...
When you were photographing at the time, did you ever go back and bring prints to share?
Yes, some I did, but some I didn't.
Right.
That's another reason that I had a mixed feeling of showing those photographies back to Japan. But but after that, I started communicating with.
You began posting the images.
Actually,
right.
I had given the pictures more than I thought.
Yes.
So just give it. But I know I haven't made a 100% promise. I knew, but people not probably kindly say no. But actually, I gave some print more than I thought.
Right.
I
Well,
like to.
Well, I've seen some of the images or the screenshots that the library saved from when he started posting pictures on Facebook. And you can see all the commentary from people. And it's just very joyous. People are so happy to see their cousins, parents, friends in the images. So it seems like right off the bat, people were happy because you said you weren't sure about showing the images, but you felt more validated, or when you started.
Oh yeah,
people's reaction-
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
people's reaction.
Yes, that's true. Those feedbacks made a whole difference.
Right.
Yeah, and those feedbacks made me to want to come back to Chicago, and would like to meet as a person.
Right.
Yes.
Is that when you decided to publish some of the books?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It seems like people were so excited to see your work after all this time had passed. When you first came back and you brought your book, man, it was like a ripple through the neighborhood. I was hearing so much excitement because, well, I mean, you shined your light on people, not in an exposing way, but in a sort of loving way, in an appreciative way. People felt appreciated, and you can tell by their faces in the pictures, the way they're looking back at you, right? And
yeah, the reception at the La Katrina Cafe, it was It was just like a rock
She was
star.
there.
Like, yeah. Were you there, Nicole? I don't
I
remember.
couldn't get in.
Yeah, it was packed. It was amazing. Oh my god! Yeah, all the prints were on the walls. The place was packed wall to wall. And when you went on stage to address everyone, it was like a rock star.
Yeah.
It was.
And people had personal relationships with the photos, with the
Right.
people in them. That was either the people who are in the photos or their relatives or people who knew the places. And the kind of excitement that generated, I think, is still developing.
Yeah.
People are still finding out about it. There's still people you haven't contacted who are just finding out about this. And then I think people seeing themselves all together is bringing it yet to another level. It's just beautiful to see it printed and up inside the library. I am overjoyed. I think the colors are vibrant. It's so exciting. And I love the way that the photographs are printed in this exhibition. I'm so excited for you, thinking about all the labor and love that you've put into this work over this period of time, and how grateful people are in the neighborhood. I know you're very humble, and this probably isn't your favorite part of the conversation, but I'm really grateful.
But this could not happen. Of course, support from all the community members, but for this exact Harold Washington Library exhibition, it starts from you, Nicole. Yeah.
And Jackie Serrato and Eric Howard, and so you have an enormous fan club, and so many people support this work, and it isn't always a beloved reception when it comes to people going to a neighborhood they're not from and taking photos. What you've done is, I've said to some people, like, it's threading the needle, right? To be able to do it with love that is so evident. Incredible. Oscar, have you got anything you'd like to add before we close out?
No, I want to say.
Oh.
No, about you, Nicole. No, this is, I'm not the good one to say, but you, as I said, you are the one who made this possible. But the other reason, because about, I heard about those Latinx students, first, lack of the Latino photographies or archive in the Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That's and also the student is concerning and actually making an action to make it changes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned from Nicole. And Nicole told me the importance of this picture to archived in the public institutions.
Yeah.
So please explain the reasons.
Yeah, I can say something briefly about how important it is to increase the presence of the histories of Latin American people in the city of Chicago, in Chicago collections, and that these collections be public and be accessible to people in neighborhoods as opposed to only researchers who come with a letter, for example. There's been a lot of progress, but we are not done. Recent histories are some of maybe the lower-hanging fruit, but still it's all lots of work. But there is so much more to be done. I know that Oscar is also boots on the ground working on this as well, and working on all sorts of histories, artist histories, community histories, photography, and so much more. And I want to say, what a dream team.
Oh, yeah, Nicole laid out so much of the groundwork for this exhibition, especially with the interviews, with working at Yolocali. We've been listening to all the recordings are archived at the Chicago Public Library, and they're accessible now on the website. Just hearing the stories, and then now meeting the people that share their stories as they've been coming to the exhibitions has been really gratifying and really interesting, just to hear all these different events, things that happened in the past that you documented. I just wanted to share that the exhibition, Akito's show, Pilsen Days, is on view at the Harold Washington Library Center through the end of 2024, and is available for everyone.
Can I?
Oh, Akito, did you have one more thing you wanted to add?
Oh, so thank you for mentioning about those archiving interviews. So
Oh yeah.
these pictures, these interviews are biggest gift of my activities. This is like treasure. This is so much meaningful. Our communications are still developing, as Nicole said, but this is like one of the, not a conclusion, but I feel like finishing these interviews make me feel, I did some kind of collaboration with people. And I'm so fortunate that I have given to do these opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akito.
This has been Nicole Marroquin, Oscar Arriola, Akito Tsuda, here talking about the exhibition Pilsen Days, open now through the end of 2024 at Chicago's Harold Washington Library Center at 400 South State Street. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Art Design Chicago Talk series. Conversations with the artists, curators, and cultural organizers behind the exhibitions featured as part of Art Design Chicago, exploring the intersections of art, design, activism, and the city's relationship with indigeneity, migration, and displacement. The Art Design Chicago Talk series is a part of Art Design Chicago, a citywide collaboration initiated by the Terra Foundation for American Art that highlights the city's artistic heritage and creative communities. Art Design Chicago Talk series is an original production of Lumpen Radio, produced by Stephanie Manriquez, Charlie Garcia, Nick Wiley, S.Y. Lim, and Ariandi Luna.